Hey folks, Jeff, Mill Creek Bushcraft and Survival. Been watching a lot of videos the past couple of weeks on Fatwood. I'm going to be honest as I can with you. Up until a couple of years ago, I didn't even know what Fatwood was or what it was used for. So I got to watching these videos and I thought, you know, I'd like to find some Fatwood, try it out. I've grown up in the South my whole life, but I've never run into a situation where I need something like Fatwood to start a fire. But that's why we do these videos, and that's why we study bushcraft and survival, to be prepared. You never know when you're going to need something like this. So let me explain to those of you that might be on the same page I was a couple of years ago. Fatwood is pine that is so saturated with sap it becomes, I guess, fat with it. This fatwood has a chemical in it called terpene. It's the same stuff that you find in turpentine. If you cut a piece of this wood and you smell of it, it's going to smell like turpentine. And that is very flammable. You can use this wood in wet conditions for fire starting, and it becomes just another resource that you can use if you ever find yourself in that situation. And here's the bottom line, folks. If you don't practice it, then you're not going to be proficient with it when it comes time and you really need it. So that's why we're out here doing this. So don't run off. We're going to go on a Fatwood adventure.
Well, I was born down in the Southland 20-some odd years ago. I ran away for the first time when I was only 4 years old. I'm a freeborn man, born my home is on my back. I know every inch of the highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track.
All right, so here's the idea that I had. After I watched all the videos, I thought to myself, I live right next door to an old church that used to, years ago, back when I was a kid, had a huge pine grove. And this is a pine grove that they had planted. Pine trees aren't that plentiful just out in the wild where I'm from. But I thought to myself, what better place would there be for me to find some fatwood than up here where this old pine grove was. Now if you'll look right over my shoulder here, you can see there is a pine tree, one of them that's left. So I'm gonna mosey on down the edge of the woods here and see if we can find a stump or something that might get us some fatwood. All right, turns out that didn't take long at all. I have found what I'm 99% sure is a stump from an old pine. I'm going to get a piece of this off, and we're going to look at it and see what kind of properties it's got. I can already smell this is going to be some good fatwood. We're going to cut us some of this. I'm going to get a piece down here a little bit closer to the root, and I'm going to show you how this stuff will flame up. All right, so here we go. I don't know if you can see the color of that, but that is some good fatwood. You can just hear it sizzling. Excellent, excellent tinder for wet conditions. We've hit the bonanza, folks. It's a fatwood free-for-all. I'm glad we came up here. If you've ever been around houses being built, you'll recognize the smell right off the bat. Because every now and then you'll get a 2x4 that's got this big old sappy knot in it. That's fatwood. All right, I'm gonna saw into it. I brought my... This is good, by the way, if you ever wanna get you a good buck saw. This is the Burrell 21 Agawa Canyon. This thing folds out in just a matter of seconds and is an excellent buck saw. Oh yeah. Nice. But I believe, I don't know if you can see the red right here. I believe this down here would be even better if I could get some of that. That's what I'm gonna shoot for at least. Like it. All right, as I traipsed around down here in the woods, I found another stump, and I don't know if you can see it, but see how red that is? Even this old stump that's been down here for no telling how many years has still got fatwood in it. It just doesn't rot where that sap concentrates. All right, so it turns out that this little stump that I found down here in the woods was actually easier to get this fatwood off of than the one that was still in the ground up on the edge of the woods. I've cut off several chunks of it, and I just want to show you again how awesome this stuff is. Now this was underground. There's actually damp punk wood all over it, but it was totally underground. There's water standing on the leaves down here. Just so you'll see I'm not lying. There's your water. But I want you to watch this stuff light. And it just sizzles because of that resin. So excellent fire starting material. I'm glad that I came out here today and finally found some fatwood. This stuff right here in a survival situation would be invaluable, especially in a wet scenario. All right, we're going to take some of this fatwood and see what we can get going here. I'm going to start off by scraping some. I don't have a real good fire lay, but I do have a few twigs. Maybe we can keep it going if we get it started. Might have just put it out. Oh, maybe not. I think I could probably keep that one going. So fatwood is really, really good for, it gives you that little boost of flame right there on the beginning to get your other stuff caught up. Guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate any comments you might have. Like, subscribe, throw me a shout out, whatever. I'm gonna have some more videos up before too long. Hopefully some reviews. I got this nice new knife that I want to do a review of, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to wait and let you see for yourself. But it's probably the best knife I've ever owned. I'll just go on and say that right now. All right, guys, get out in the woods. Get prepared. Get prepared for whatever this life might throw at you. But more than that, be prepared for what's after this life. Thanks. Jeff, Mill Creek Bushcraft. You guys stick around. I'll have more videos.
Well, I was born down in the Southland 20-some odd years ago. I ran away for the first time